Hello investors and welcome to Smart Investing. Today's video is going to be about the special dividends for this month. So as you guys all know, every month I make 2 videos. So basically starting in the beginning of the month, I waited out 2 weeks to do video number 1. And then the next 2 weeks after that, I do the second video. So this is the first video out of 2 for the special dividends for the month of October. As you can see, today is October 15th. It is 9:43 p.m. Saturday. So I have a few stocks here for you guys today. We're going to just jump right into it. So today we have about 10 stocks. We're going to go from the bottom all the way to the top. So first things first, let's just count and get a head count as to how many stocks I have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. So today we have 12 stocks. And let me say this before I begin. Most of these stocks, I know this is supposed to be the special dividend paying companies. I think there's only 3 stocks on this list that actually are paying the special dividends. But the only reason I have the rest of them is because the rest of these companies, they're going to pay at a later date. Everything is confirmed. So I'm still going to add it onto the list. And again, most of them are going to pay this month. So in video number 2, you can expect some of these names are going to be in the next video. If not, they're going to be in early November. And then if they're not in November, then, we'll still keep an eye on it, see what happens, and we'll just go from there. So first stock up that is actually paying the special dividend was Madison Square Garden. So for Madison Square Garden, I'm sure some of you have heard about it. Again, I know these companies are random, but it just happens to be a special dividend payer. We're not going to look at fundamentals. We're not going to look at charts. Again, this is strictly for the special dividend payment. As we can see in the ticker tape here, it says that they paid a $7 share for the special dividends. And the payment was on October 14th. So that was just a few days ago. So a $7 share was pretty high. So, we could look at the first page. And again, as you can clearly see, there's nothing paid for dividends and nothing for the yields. So again, this is just a bonus payment. So, I guess they did really good for this year. And they just decided to be friendly and be appreciative to investors and everyone else alike for their stock. So as you can see here, we were just going to look at the dividend history. And again, I don't know when's the last time they paid a dividend. I think the only data that is shown here, I think they only keep data here on Weibo up to, I'd say, at least 5 years. I don't think it's no more than 10, because usually I don't see no more than 10 years of any kind of dividend history. As you can see, last 10 years, nothing. And then they finally paid out a $7 special dividend. So again, for a $7 special dividend, that is pretty high per share. We can look at the chart real quick. So I'm assuming they're dropping. So they've been very, very volatile the last 5 years. Obviously, in this past year, they've just been going down. So as we can see here, let's look at the dividend payment here. So as you can see, they look like they've dropped right before the dividend. So I'm sure they announced they were going to pay the special dividend. So that was a pretty big drop by looking at it. But by the numbers, it went from 156 all the way down to 148. So that was like a $6 drop. And mind you, markets did go down for the most part on Friday, which was yesterday. So that maybe had a lot to do with it. So anyways, just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't know the percentage or the yield. So $7 out of 148. And depending on when you bought the stock at for how much. So, I mean, that would have been a lower yield if you paid at a higher price. So MSG was one of those stocks. Next one up was LOCO, El Loco Pollo. El Pollo Loco, sorry. I said it backwards. So in English, that would mean the crazy chicken. I've never heard of this company. This has to be a West Coast restaurant or something. Again, I'm from the East Coast. I don't really, and I've established residency usually in major cities. So this might be in other states that, that are less populated. So it could be, I don't know, it could be in Texas, it could be Arizona or other major cities, but me personally, I never heard of this company. So they are pretty small, $404 million company. So they are like a micro cap company, very, very small business. Something you don't really see. This is like your local mom and pops, I would say, like right down the street. This is something that you will have maybe one or two locations. This is something not really nationwide, or I wouldn't say state to state. I would say they're just starting to grow and stuff like that. And obviously they're positive on earnings. But again, just wanted to share that with you guys. Share price right now is at $10.94, rounded off to $11. As we can see here in the 1 month, it went from $9 all the way to $11. So again, I've said this before, just because they pay a special dividend, it's not always the case that just because they make a dividend payment or a special dividend payment that although, and it's per share, so all that money going into those payments, paying out, doesn't mean that the stock price is always going to go down. Because again, this chart just proves my point, saying once they pay, that it's not going to affect the share price. Sometimes investors look into that and they like that. Sometimes people don't even look at it at all, and it just so happens that the market follows, the stock follows the overall market. And it just happened to be on that day where it could have been a very bad day. Other times it could be a really good day, depending on the day of the market. And it might follow, it might follow certain sectors that are hot this month. Or if not, it might follow the overall market. It just really depends. I mean, you just don't know. So that's why you just have to pay attention to the stock when you watch list it. If it goes up, congratulations. If it goes down, try better next time. But there's always another day to pay attention to it. So we're going to look at the dividend history again, because that's what we're here for. So this is not the stock where it has the dividend payment. So again, it's not showing any history for dividend payment. But for sure, it was announced. This was even on, like Yahoo News and all these news channels. This was like announced so many times. So we can see here. Where is it at? It's been announced like a few times. So we're gonna look at the news right here. You can see here that 3 days ago, even Dow Jones reported it, that the shares were on a special dividend. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Even here in MT News Wire, it says that they decided to pay special dividend for the repurchase of $20 million in shares. So the stock jumps. So they might have bought their own stock back, and that's why they spent up to $20 million in shares while also giving the dividend. So it's like saying they took a chance to put themselves in debt, but also put themselves in a good position to buy back their shares at a lower price and then pay themselves and also pay whoever is interested to go into the stock if, it might draw some attention. And it seems like it did. Me personally, this is too small of a stock. We're in a downtrending market. This is something I wouldn't mind watch listing, but again, it's too cheap of a price. It's too early to tell to see if it's worth anything. I mean, they are holding up throughout the year, but again, just because they have positive earnings doesn't mean it might go down later on if the bear market continues even till next year at a longer term trend. So they seem like they're doing okay, but again, LOCO, they're gonna pay a special dividend. I don't know how much. I think they said something about $5 for the special dividend. So $5, that would be pretty much half the amount. I could be wrong, but I think that I read that somewhere. So yeah, they are gonna pay the special dividend. It's just a matter of time. GRIN is another one that agreed to pay the special dividend. Again, we'll read up on when and how much. So we'll go right after that right now. So we're gonna see. They are paying regular dividends as of right now, but I did read that they were going to pay special dividends. So again, what's the name of this company? Grindrod Shipping. So at $25.51, volume seems okay. And I will show you as to where I saw that they are going to pay the special dividend. I know I saw it here somewhere. But again, if I don't find it, you guys just going to have to take my word for it. Again, it did not pay as of yet, but sooner or later they will pay the special dividend. And again, I can't declare the amount, but it was confirmed that they are going to pay. So next stock up that I have is let's see here, WINA Winmark. So this company is in the special retailers. So they're pretty expensive, $228 for a share, and looks like they're in the retail space, I would say. It's almost like a REIT, I guess. Franchising and leasing. So it says equipment leasing business offers licenses to operate franchises using service marks. So they're a retailer, but they also include equipment leasing. So we're going to see the special dividend history, see what they're all about. Again, this is one of the companies that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that if they weren't going to pay at this month, it was confirmed that they were going to pay. So as we can see the previous history here, they've paid in November. So this was one of the companies that will pay in November. So it is confirmed. I don't know why it showed up for October, but the thing is that everything was confirmed for October. I think at first they were trying to pay or confirm that everything is declared first. and I believe it was declared in October. But then the actual payment, which is the ex-dividend date, that's when it's going to be in November. So as you can see here, the past 2 years, they did pay a special dividend. And that's including the regular dividend for the past 2 years. We're going to see in 2019, they did not pay the special dividend, but they did pay regular dividends. So again, this company will be a special dividend payer in November, and as you can see, they're paying rising dividends. So from 2020, you can see here they went from 25 cents, then they made a cut right here, 5 cents in 2020, then 25 cents. They raised it up again to the regular dividend payment, and then they paid the special dividend, which to gain some interest for investors and to gain some visual and attention. And then they continued to pay the 25 cents, and then 2021 the first payment was 25 cents, and then they raised it to 45 cents. That 45 cents lasted all the way up until 2022. And then now, in May of 2022, that's when it increased to 70 cents. So these are nice little increases every year. So judging by the dividends only, it looks pretty consistent. It looks like they're raising their dividend at a good rate. I like the rate. Not percentage-wise, but just by looking at the amount, the total amounts, raising from one number to the next. So those spreads are pretty nice. You have like 20 cents. You have like a 20-cent raise. Then the next one was at least another 20-cent raise, like another 25-cent raise. So that is really, really nice to see. So again, this company is a special dividend payer. Next one up is BIR. So BIR, we're going to see the chart real quick. Looks like it's holding up, actually. Starting to try to break new highs. Stock is, for the volume, 4.8 million. So very, very, very active stock. We have the 52-week high and low, and the market cap at 2.8 billion. Very small company, but not too small where you can say it's a local chain. It looks like it can be national in some states, maybe a few states, but not in all 50 states. So anyways, dividend, they only pay 8 cents of a dividend. Yield is not even over 1%. So again, we're just going to jump right into the dividend history. They are paying in Canadian money. It looks like they're paying zero. It doesn't look like they're paying anything. The last actual payment was in 2020, and that was only 2 cents. So I wouldn't want to get paid 2 cents. I think that's horrible. But it goes with the territory. If you're going to be buying all these cheap stocks, you're going to expect to get paid very cheap. So that's not really a smart investment as to, making your money work for you. You're just working yourself harder to try to make ends meet, and then not getting paid a substantial amount. So basically, you're dishing way more money out just to. I mean, this could have been a 3.74 dividend yield, but like, if it's a really low payment, then it's just not worth it. So again, stay away from these cheap stocks, because in the end, during down trends, you never know if these companies might go out of business. So it's companies, as of a few companies right now, where they might start making deals, and then out of nowhere they start vanishing and go bankrupt. And that's because people are not doing or not looking at proper companies and their evaluations to see if they're a good company or not. So BR, again, it came up on my list as a special dividend payer. I'm not sure if they are going to pay, but they did come on my list as a special dividend payer coming up soon. So you guys can keep an eye on that if you want to. If not, then so be it. But stay tuned for news on this stock. It did come up on my radar for the special dividends. Again, I don't know how much. I do not know how much. We can read here. So right here, it says they declare the special cash dividend of 20 cents. But we want to see real quick when they will pay. Let's see here. So it says this is a good read right here. So it says they expect to be in cash surplus at the end of Q1 2023 after the payment of the special dividend. So for sure, this will be a payment of no later than Q1 of 2023. So I mean, it sounds like a long trip to get there. It might seem like 5 months away, but again, the more time you have on your hands, the better it is to look at the company, and you have more time to decide whether you want to get in or not, and you also have time to think about things. So that's a plus on that side. So moving on to the next stock. We have here, and then there might be other news as well that might actually show other things as well according to the special dividend stock anyway. So moving on to the next one, Universus Photo. I don't think we develop film here in the States, so not that I know of. I don't think it exists. Only in like pharmacies. Only in pharmacies I've seen, and that's about it. But really, it's rare to see film developing, like photo film developing. So this company, I believe it's in India. We're gonna see the special dividend if they have anything. So no, they don't have anything for the history for special dividends. But this company did come up on my radar. I can't tell you if it's a good company or not. But again, this company did come up on my radar for special dividends. Maybe at a later date. Or at a later time, and it will show or might show the amount as well. Moving on to the next one, BPCP. I had two of these same names, same ticker symbol, but this is the one that's the other one I was looking for, not this one. So we're gonna jump right into this one, BPCP, which was Biopharma from London. So this was an overseas company, international. We're gonna see if and when they pay the special dividend. Share price right now was at $84 or close to it. So we have here, if we scroll down, it's not showing me anything, not many splits. So we're gonna go far back all the way to, let's go to 2020. Look at that. Dates on 2020, special dividend of nothing, but just to have the namesake, I guess, to say that they paid. I guess that was worth the reputation just to say that they paid, which was nothing. Again in 2021 of March, just to say that they paid special dividend, but they didn't pay nothing at all. And then another crappy payment of a penny. In the British pound, another crappy payment of a penny, and another crappy payment of a penny. So those were 4 payments. And the price for that was, again, $84. And for some reason, it is saying it has a dividend of $5. But for some reason, it is showing nothing for 2022. I don't get it. It's not showing anything for 2022. Nothing above this list for 2022. So maybe it did not get uploaded. Maybe it's a little bit inaccurate, but I don't see anything. So again, we'll look at the news real quick. It's not showing me anything, but this came up on my radar. So I guess you can keep an eye out for BPCP. If not, then my mistake. Next stock up was ACI. This was another big company along with this one, these two. And I'll tell you why this company is involved with this one. So ACI Albertsons, I actually liked this stock a few years ago for the IPO. And even when it was downtrending, like right around here, even when it was downtrending for 2020 and 2021, I actually liked this stock up until 2022. And then obviously, I still think it would have been a decent company to hold on to. But they sold the company to Kroger recently. That was announced that they were doing a merger. Obviously, Kroger being the bigger, I don't know about better, but bigger company. So Albertsons has sold the company and merged the company with Kroger. Again, they say it was a merger, but I don't know if they're getting a name change or if Albertsons has any rights. But again, as for the special dividends, as to why we're here, they are declaring special dividends, and we'll see the payout. And I will show you guys the news because this was a really big acquisition. And it was really big news as of late. So right here is one newscast that says they will be paying the payment. Special dividend may be in the form of cash, a common stock, or a combination. So to clarify, it was supposed to be in cash. So right here, they expect to pay a special 2022 dividend also to the REIT. This is where Kimco jumps in. So Kimco was actually a shareholder of Albertsons. I don't know what was the contract or term agreement, but Kimco is like a leasing agent, and they also buy land and all that and property. So they were holding up to $22 million in shares. That's what I was reading. And they did have an agreement not to sell their shares up until whatever point or whatever the contract agreement was. So as you can see here, Kimco sold more than $300 million worth of stock after the buyout. So Kimco made out pretty good. And guess what? Not only is Albertsons supposed to pay or supposedly paying a special dividend, God knows when, but this is where Kimco comes in because Kimco, again, they're shareholder of Albertsons and they're supposed to pay a special dividend, and it was announced that they will be paying the special dividend. So if you can see here, special dividend may be in the form of cash. Same news as I was showing before. So we can see here, Kimco, they cut the dividend back in 2020, late 2020, and then after 2020, up until 2021, They paid 17 cents and then they made a raise in 2022. And they've been doing pretty good so far for 2022. So as you guys can see, they're pretty active for their volume. $18.96 is their share price. Positive earnings. Dividend is at 88 cents. Dividend yield is at 4.64. And that's pretty much it for Kimco. So for Kimco, they're going to be paying the special dividend. Again, it doesn't show when, doesn't show how much, but it is confirmed that they will pay. So I have two more stocks for you. I have Whitehorse, which was closed-end fund. Supposedly they are having the special dividend in October. So I guess this is going to be for the end of October. They have paid towards the end of October at least the past few years. As you can see here, the last 3 years at least, maybe more. So I don't know how much the special dividend is, but by a guesstimate, you can say at least around 13 cents. And they are a dividend payer as well. As you can see, it looks like they're pretty consistent. Again, this company is only a closed-end fund. So again, they're not that good for the spread when it comes to pricing or capital appreciation. But if you're looking for, I guess, steady income, nice yields, but again, not much capital appreciation, then you're more than welcome to look at this stock. But personally, I just don't like it. So next up was Volkswagen. This is a over-the-counter stock. I'm not crazy about it. The only reason why this came up was because Porsche was supposed to come out with their IPO. And then with the IPO, obviously, Porsche is the luxury brand of Volkswagen. So they're trying to have an IPO of the same company, but a separate brand. So Porsche is trying to do the IPO. There's been some talks about it. But Volkswagen is basically the lion's share owner. They own majority of shares. You can see they're doing very, very well. Dividend kind of sucks for total return. Dividend yield seems okay. But again, overall, I just don't like the stock. Look at the spread on the 52-week high and low. I know we're on the downtrend, but if we were to look at last year's numbers or even the chart, this is still not a pretty high stock. I mean, we're looking at, what, $29? It would have to grown at least, you know, because Volkswagen's a respected name. It would have to grown at least $20 every year for a pretty good numbers and standards to have that. But if it would have grew at least $40 since 2020, that would have amounted, let's say at the bottom was $10.50, so another $40. It would have to grow close to $50 for somebody like me to be somewhat interested or to add it to the watch list. But again, it's just not a good stock right now. So they're trading at a big discount. So here we are. Dividend yield was again like around 6, but again, they only make one payment per year. So hopefully they can attract investors for the IPO for the Porsche. I don't know what the ticker symbol is going to be. They're having talks about it still. But again, there are confirmations of Volkswagen trying to IPO it and trying to pay the special dividend. Again, the special dividend is uncertain, but There are talks about it. It just hasn't been confirmed as the special dividend. But they are confirming the IPO. They just don't know when they want to release it because of the way the market is right now. That's what it is. They're trying to stall and not come out with the ticker symbol as of right now. So other than that, this is all I have for you guys today. I mean, we went over like at least 10 companies. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a little noisy. My daughter's in the background, but it is what it is. You know, I'm a busy person as well. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and good luck in investing.